Mama, mama, can't you see what this song has done for me? I used to wear my faded jeans. Now I'm rocking army green. Army life is not my style. Got me looking like Gomer Pyle. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to our very first Vets Talking Tuesday. This is supposed to be live, but obviously you're probably not seeing this on Tuesday. Reason being, unbeknownst to me, I did not know that YouTube has a waiting period after you activate YouTube Live. Just like buying a gun, apparently it's just as dangerous. I have to wait 24 hours before we can do a live stream on there. So we're recording this. I still want to do Vets Talking Tuesday because I already got the panel set up. So we're going to do this now. Welcome to Vets Talking. I'm Soldier Spirit, as known on the Twitters and other places. I am a 9-year Army vet with combat experience. And after the Army, just like so many other guys, I found myself having to figure out things to do. I found myself getting into making funny videos and shit. I still don't know what memeing is, really what the term means, but I found myself with the Legion of Memers, and then we started doing streaming, and now I have my very own stream. So welcome to Vets Talking, everybody. That being said, I'm going to bring in our panel one by one. Obviously, everyone on here are the most reputable, most kind, most gentlest people you can possibly imagine. So that being said, let's bring up our resident Marine Corps vet, Pope Metallicus. What's up, buddy?
How's it going, man? Glad to have you on here and glad to have this opportunity to talk. For those guys who don't know me, my name is Pope Metallicus the First. I run my own little stream on Sunday nights where we talk some heavy metal. Usually talk about a new band or a new album every week and just kind of have fun with it and talk to some really cool guests about their, experience with the genre. And then I pop on shows like this and act like a jackass and tell dick jokes. So, keeping that Marine Corps spirit alive. I served 4 years in Marine Corps infantry as a machine gunner and did one pump. So, pretty similar experience to you, probably similar era. So let's get into it and talk some freaking cool stuff.
Yeah, man, let's do it. And next, we are going to bring up the other Legion of Memer on here, Horny Alf. Welcome, buddy.
Hey everyone. Hey, Soldier Spirit, thanks for having me on here. I'm Horny Alf, everyone's favorite alien master of memes. You can find me on Twitter, dropping memes, usually pissing people off and making people laugh. So just check me out. You also see me helping out with the Legion of Memers YouTube channel. Go ahead and check that out. We just hit 1,000 subs not long ago. Still trying to build up our view hours. 19-year Air Force vet, 4 combat tours under my belt. So, yeah, I'm just here ready to have some good conversation.
Yeah, buddy. Welcome, man. I'm happy to have met you on Legion of Memers and so happy we can be doing this now, man. This is awesome. And now, because I've said so many damn times that you don't have to be a vet to join the conversation, just don't get butthurt by what you hear. You've been warned. I always want to have a civilian on the panel, and our first civilian guest is the one and the only Etep Wokuian. Welcome, man. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Vets Talking. Dude, what's up?
It is he, it is me, PWD, Etep Wokuian from the Place to Be Reviews, right here with all of yous, the People's Champion in the house. I am a civilian, but as I was saying off air to the guys, I was raised by an angry Marine Vietnam vet and ex-undercover narcotics officer. So I've taken part of the abuse with none of the actual risk that you guys have employed. So thank you each and every one for your service. As a civvy, I always, like, especially when I see the old guys with the hats, because my dad's one of them, I always make sure I thank them. The younger guys are, I just kind of give them a good nod, and because a lot of younger guys are like, like what the fuck, I'm older than a lot of these, some of the guys get out, I'm old enough to be their dad now, which is fucking weird because I'm 42. But man, thanks for having me. It's great to be here, and I take offense to nothing. So you don't spare anything on my account. But thank you for having me nonetheless, gents. And yeah, I'm from the Place to Be Reviews. That's where you can find me doing streams 3-4 nights a week. And Soldier Spirits on my panel on Wednesday nights with CJP, Forgotten One Music from the Legion of Memers for our show Holy Shit News, which is every Wednesday at 8:30. Cheap plug right there for that.
Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, plug it away, man. I'm happy to that you invited me to be on that panel. It's been a great time so far.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude. What we want to do today, we're gonna keep this short, sweet, and simple. Since this is the very first time doing this, I have been worried as hell that I'm gonna boomer the fuck out of this. Thank God it's gone well so far, right, Etep? In your experience?
Yeah, you're good, man. You're good.
Don't worry, that's coming. You will do it.
It will happen.
It'll happen.
It's a guarantee. But yeah, all we're gonna do today, we're gonna knock out because we're a vet channel. I figured the very first thing, and also being the new year, that we can look at. Oh, see, it already happened. Okay, there we go. Just a little pause. We're gonna look at, according to military.com, 10 military movies to see in 2023. Well, it's funny when I went through this, the fact of the matter is, and I looked this up outside this website, there's really only 2 military movies coming out this year. So there's not much of a list of legit military shit that we can really pick on, because I think that's a lot of what we're going to be doing when we talk about military movies. We're going to pick on how bad they are. Hopefully we can find some good ones. But let's just start going.
They're widening out the category because there weren't that many real war movies.
Yeah, look at this. Number 3 down here is 65. Yeah, so it's a dinosaur movie with, I guess they say right here, the very first thing to say is Marine Corps veteran Adam Driver. So I guess that's how they make it a military movie.
And you know what? I can't really take anything away from him on that. He's not only a brother of mine, he was also a mortarman, so he was a grunt.
Yeah, I hear. Yeah, instead of just being like your typical actor who just happened to be in the military, who might turn out to be like a desk jockey. This guy actually did shit in the field, so pretty badass of him.
As much as we make fun of the mortarmen, they're still grunts.
They're still grunts. They're still out there with you, man.
Filthy tube strokers.
Okay, who has heard of the Pale Blue Eye?
I
haven't. No one.
I had no fucking clue. I watched this trailer just before the stream started, because even though I shared this website with everybody yesterday, I didn't even do my research because I was too fucking busy. So apparently this is a book. It says it was originally a book. I don't know when it was written, but this takes place in 1830s at West Point. Some sort of murder mystery. I had no fucking clue, but it's got Christian Bale in and a whole lot of other people. Gillian Anderson. Holy shit, I just saw that. Robert Duvall
too.
Yeah.
Robert Duvall and Christian Bale. I might have to check it out. They're not doing much for advertising it though.
You know what? Let's go ahead and play a trailer, and then we can talk over it. How about that?
So I take it Bale is the investigator.
Yeah, he be an investigator. There's going to be a murder, what looks like a suicide, and he comes in to investigate.
Okay.
The visuals look pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
You said this is based on a novel?
Yeah. I will say this: I can't recall ever seeing a movie based at West Point, or even even in the olden days.
There have been.
There have been?
Yeah, well, Taps.
Oh shit!
Taps.
God, it's been ages since I saw that one.
Decades since I've seen that. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, God.
There's been a couple, but it's not a common setting.
Yeah. Okay.
Wasn't Child's Play 3 at West Point?
Was it?
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was West Point. It was just a military academy. I don't think it was West Point. That would have been funnier, though.
I do recall that is funny that you bring that up, though, because now thinking back, they had that entire paintball thing where instead of paintball, they were using real rifles with some sort of like paint bullets.
Yeah, they're using sim rounds.
Yeah, but is that a real thing where you can fire paint? That's a real thing.
Yep, we used them in infantry school. They hurt like a son of a bitch.
I used that in
basically a 9mm cartridge with a paintball.
Oh yeah, they're called simunitions. They hurt like hell.
They're
it's
evil.
gonna sting. It's
They'll
gonna
leave a
sting
well.
like a bitch.
Yeah, they'll leave a
took
well.
I took one a couple inches south of the crotch. That, ooh, I had a nice welt there for a couple of days.
I got hit in the tender skin just underneath the arm.
So leave it up to you, Marine Corps guys. You want to fire a show that's actually going to hurt while we just shot lasers at each other. Lasers that never actually were accurate at all. You couldn't hit anything.
Well, I guess they figure no matter how stupid we are, we still have a pain stimulus. So,
can the other branches use this? We'll test it on the Marines first.
Right.
You guys go out and shoot each other for a little while. Let us know how much it hurts. You're like, God damn it!
if they start having fun with it, it's probably a war crime, and we should stop.
So apparently this is actually really injuring the Marines. So we should not give this to the branches, but we're going to still let the Marines keep on playing with it, though.
Come on, Metallicus. One of them guys out there going, bro, double tap me. Let's see if it works. Just double tap me.
We were full on like combat shooting, just like da 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 da.
Leave it to the core.
Hey, no one ever said we were bright. Just really, really brave.
You know, this movie, it may not be strictly a military movie, but based on the actors in it, I might check it out.
I may give this a shot. This was a kind of a crime novel movie because that's something that I'm into.
Yeah, this doesn't honestly
pulling up the trailer because this does look like it could be good.
Yeah, it's not going to be balls to the wall action, but it's definitely going to be interesting. And I guarantee there'll be there's going to be more intrigue than anything else from what it looks like. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, especially if it has a well-written plot and the characters are interesting.
Yeah, if
you better be a
better like that. As long as the
Glass
writing's
Onion.
good, I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I like Christian Bale. He's kind of like on the line of Tom Cruise, kind of crazy.
Wait, he's playing Edgar Allan Poe?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, Robert.
Henry Melling is Edgar Allan Poe.
Huh. Interesting.
Okay, is it just me or I don't know how Edgar Allan Poe figures into this?
I'm probably like as like sort of the narrator / voice of the audience type thing.
Okay. All right.
All right, let's keep going.
Just piecing this together without audio. It sounds like one of the cadets was killed, and they brought Christian Bale in to figure out what happened.
He's like internal affairs.
Edgar Allan Poe wasn't known for writing like anything like mystery, right?
Well, kind of like murder suspense and stuff like that. He's done quite a bit of, but
okay. So maybe he's brought in some sort of
or
expertise.
some kind of just convenience of like, oh yeah, we're gonna get a famous writer from that period that kind of did like dark and creepy stuff to come in and investigate this, and who knows, maybe that's how we got into that.
I have a feeling
was the Raven.
I have a feeling from the vets in this, the ones that are not strictly military movies are probably going to get higher regards because most military movies are not accurate, and we pick them apart to pieces.
Well, just because they're not accurate doesn't mean we don't love them anyway. Like,
right.
I direct your attention to a movie I was talking to 70s Rock fan about last week when I was on his show with Tom Connors and Razor Fist with Delta Force. And we were going over some of the canon movies. Like, is it the most accurate military movie ever? No. Do we love it anyway? Yes.
Oh, I know,
dude.
Predator's not a strictly military movie, but I love that movie. But their tactics that their team was using was not accurate whatsoever.
Okay, well here's what I'll get. Here's what I'll get it real quick is that I think it's the ones that try to act like they're accurate that really miss the mark that pisses everyone off. That's
Platoon?
One like
Platoon. I actually really like.
Platoon's
it's a good movie, but that's like because I sat there because like I was gonna mention Full Metal Jacket because being as my dad is a Vietnam vet and a Marine, going through all that Camp Lejeune bullshit right now. He said because he didn't really like any war movies, especially Vietnam movies, at all, and he made me sit down in like 87 when Full Metal Jacket came out. I was 7 years old. Because we had Viewer's Choice pay-per-view for free. We sat down and we watched it. He goes, "This is the closest thing you will ever see to what I went through in boot camp played out on screen." And I've seen Full Metal Jacket probably 50 fucking times. And the boot camp segment is my absolute favorite part of that movie.
You want your mind blown real quick? I've lived in the squad bay that was used in that filming.
Oh, really?
Yep. Those buildings still exist, and they're still being used for recruit training.
Funny point.
Arlie Ermy, that man was a fucking. I can't imagine how fucking rough he was as an actual drill instructor, but like he was scary enough as a fucking actor.
Dude, I guarantee he was exactly the same way because he was a real drill instructor. And here's funny: if you didn't know, he was actually brought on as the military advisor. He was never intended to be the actor to play that role until they determined that the actual actor sucked, and they said, "Arlie, hey, you try this," and he made it.
He made a fucking hell of a career out of it after that.
Yeah, he did.
They probably had him step in.
He's about the closest thing to a Marine Corps drill instructor you can see and still have the movie not, rated for NC-17.
They probably had him step in just to run through the scene, and he probably knocked it out of the park. And they're like,
"Yep,
just use this guy."
That's exactly what happened.
Because he didn't have to act; he just had to be himself.
It's like that line from Pacific Rim, like, "You shut up, you keep talking."
So to use an example of what I'm talking about, yeah, perfectly good. Like what you brought up about if the time period of what you served in is where you're going to get really nitpicky. So I know that the first one, here's what's funny is I liked this movie when I first saw it, but then it pissed me off afterwards was The Hurt Locker. Because that was right around time period when I was in and I served over in Iraq. And there are a few elements to that movie that gets really accurate. Like when he comes home, he gets overwhelmed by like the cereal aisle and also that kind of shit. Like that's really spot on. But when they're over there, like there's so much the stupid shit they pull that is just for the civilian audience to make it look cool that like a fucking EOD tech just would never fucking do. Really pisses us off. That's
and like every vet that actually had done a deployment at that point or was even in was just like, that's not how that works.
Yeah, exactly. And there's, like I said, there's so much that was really accurate that looked very realistic, but it was so much to the extreme on the trying to.
I will say there was one scene in there that had me freaking out. Was the one where he first where he like unburies the command wire and then realizes there's a ring of them around him.
Right.
Like that's one of those just like.
Complete puckered butthole immediately. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. I was that's kind of like a Bert Kreischer line I use for moments like that. I was like, you ever had your asshole pucker so quick it whistles?
What I just heard somebody say butt puckered so much you couldn't fire a nail gun through it, something like that. All right, I'm gonna skip ahead to the end here so we don't just keep on wrapping this one thing. I want to see who wrote this damn thing. Based on the book by Louis Bayard. So I don't know who that is. I don't know when that was written. Yeah,
and it's on Netflix, so it could be good. It could be terrible. You can't even go by who's making it.
I wouldn't really.
All Quiet on the Western Front was brilliant.
I wouldn't really call this a military movie, but I might check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, when I watch the trailer, there's very little military aspect to it. I really thought when I first watched it, I'm like, they're just throwing the West Point thing in there to make it look like it's a military thing. But this is a book that was written a while ago, so obviously there's a reason for it. Okay, let's just move on. Plane. Who has seen the trailer for Plane?
I saw a poster for it, but I haven't seen anything about it.
I saw the trailer for it when I went to what the hell was the movie I went to see last? When we'd see not Puss in Boots, but Violent Night. When I went to see Violent Night, they had a trailer for this, and I didn't. Okay, so like, was it Olympus Has Fallen? Was that the one about the White House? And then you had I wasn't a very But I like what's his name, Coulter, Mike Coulter. That's dude played Luke Cage, and Gerard Butler. One of my favorite movies of him was I think when he got locked up, and it was an Innocent Man or whatever. But regardless, this looked all right. The trailer looked good. I'm rambling. I'm stoned. I had too many edibles. Whatever. But no, it looked really cool. I kind of like movies like this. The suspension of disbelief is very high in a lot of your circumstances because it's not it didn't look like very grounded. It was kind of like a more well-polished trailer to a 90s action movie. What was Executive Decision with Kurt Russell. They killed Steven Seagal off like right at the very beginning.
Yeah.
But this looks all right. I thought it looked all right. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I didn't think it looked bad.
Is this the one where they crash and then they're immediately attacked by a local militia or something?
Mm-hmm.
It's like they crash land in a third world country and.
Yep.
Yeah,
again, I wouldn't call it military. I mean, but
remote Filipino island controlled by a separatist terror militia. So, yeah, I saw
as a setup to like a 80s or 90s action movie. I've certainly seen worse.
Yeah,
Right.
It seems like it's fun. Yeah, this is definitely not gonna be one of those kind of movies where we're gonna nitpick and say, oh well, that's not how you clear a room or any kind of bullshit like that. It looks like it could be a fun action movie. That's about it.
And it's one of those things. We'll nitpick a movie, but we'll still watch it. And if we're still enjoying it, we'll just look past it. I don't give a shit. But
absolutely.
So you guys are that way. Yeah. Well, go ahead, bro. Sorry.
Do you want to keep going? It's we're coming to 7:28 my time.
Yeah, I should probably. I have to cut. Unfortunately.
I got you.
Thank you for having me. I would love to come back when I can stay an entire block.
Well, how about a time when we're actually doing it live?
Yeah. When we do it live, absolutely. But no, thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it. Metallicus, it's been nice meeting you, bro.
You too, man. Hopefully we'll see you around.
I'll say I'm pretty sure I follow you on Twitter. If I don't, I'll make sure I do. And
I'm not on Twitter. I got banned off of that shit.
Okay, you're not on there. All right.
Nope.
I'll one way or another we'll hook up, and I will we'll have you on the channel. We'll have
Absolutely,
you on
man.
if you're available on a Wednesday night, you can come on for Holy Shit News with us.
Yeah, I should be down for that.
Excellent, which is tomorrow
Etep,
night.
don't forget to show off the shirt, man.
Eastern. Oh yeah. I got the
Hold
true here. Solo. Throw me on solo me. Not you, handsome. That fucking coiffed hairdo.
Boomer.
There you go, right here. The true American horror story. Here, let me throw my fucking chain over. But yeah, there you go, right there. I bought this on like Patriot as fuck or something like that. I saw it on Instagram, and I was like, "Yep, I needed to get this right before I went to Vegas, so I could piss some people off with it." And it surprisingly enough, it worked. But yeah, you can find me over at Etep Wokuian's a place to be reviews. We review movies, live stream every Monday night. One of the longest running Monday night shows in this corner of YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. Monday night going in raw. You can join the Horsemen every Monday at 8:30. We're up to episode next week will be 237. It started with me talking into a phone 4 years ago, and yeah, we've got a whole group now. Wednesday night we got Holy Shit News. Saturday night's main event this week. Go over to the community tab. Vote on the Friday the 13th watch party. There's 5 options to choose from right now. Friday the 13th part 3. 3D is leading the pack. We'll be watching that Friday at 7. I'll announce which movie it is Thursday evening at 7:30 on probably a short probably a short because I'm on a Common Idiot stream. So I'll stop rambling. Thank you guys for having me. I got a jet though. I'm headed over to Tony Tone Devs, do some Twitter Spaces, and we're gonna talk some politics tonight. So I'm kind of excited about that. Thanks,
yeah, buddy.
Man.
Hey, thanks a lot for being our first guest, man, on
Absolutely,
our first non-stream stream. All right, buddy. Have a good night.
Happy to be here, man. Yep.
Later. All right. Now that the civilian's gone, we can finally talk freely.
Just kidding, Etep. We love you.
Just kidding. Yeah, that guy doesn't get butthurt over anything, man. He is so fucking cool. Everyone, you gotta check out his channel. If y'all unsubscribed already, you gotta go over and check out the Place to Be reviews. That guy is so fucking cool. And he has been so damn generous. Ever since I even talked about launching this channel, he has done nothing but help me out left and right. He has been so quick to respond whenever I have a question. He's so fucking cool. I love that guy.
Yeah, and I like to support him. He's been struggling trying to get more subs. It's just, that battle when you're early on and I think he's frustrated because his first 4 years, he's 4 years in and he's still struggling with it. So.
Yeah, I can't believe that he's not doing better than he is, because he's already so well set, he's so well known, and he does, his streams are amazing. Every video he does is spot on, fucking great, well scripted, and I can't believe that he's not doing better than he is already. But so go check him out, subscribe, like, share, all that cool shit. His, not mine. I'll talk about doing mine later. All right, you guys want to keep going?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
65. So we were talking about this earlier. I was wondering if the only reason this was brought up is because this is military.com and this is Marine Corps veteran Adam Driver, also known as Kylo Ren, but we're going to forgive him for that because he also seems like a pretty cool dude, and he just got put into a terrible fucking trilogy. Have you guys seen the trailer to this one?
I have not.
I've seen stills of it. I haven't seen the actual trailer, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah,
I've
go ahead.
I've heard I've seen the posters and I've heard kind of a little bit of a synopsis about it. Something about being crashed on a planet where there's dinosaurs running around. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see.
it says, it says right here, the trail gives away the big secret that the remote planet is actually Earth 65 million years ago. So yeah, way to fucking spoil it right off the bat. But of course, the name it is right in the name of 65. I think that's not really
that is His Unholiness's like trailer sin number 1. Don't spoil the movie in the fucking trailer.
Yeah, here's what happens. Yeah. There's the movie.
Oh my god, that's your reveal. That's your big plot moment. Why the hell are you telling people in the goddamn trailer, you morons?
No, now all you can expect is to see Adam Driver shooting dinosaurs. That's all you really can hope for.
Which, I can live with that.
It looks like it could be fun. A little popcorn action flick, just some guilty pleasure kind of shit.
Yeah, I mean, I turn my brain off and watch it. I think I could. We'll see.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't look terrible, but yeah, it looks like it's pretty much as Kylo Ren, shooting dinosaurs is what it looks like. But speaking of that kind of stuff, also, here's gonna be a weird opinion, not really an opinion, but I have not seen any of the movies other than the first one of John Wick, so I have no fucking clue where this is going.
I liked the first one. It's obviously my favorite. Everything after that, it's a turn off your brain, watch them shoot a bunch of people kind of movie. It just seems to kind of like, okay, we get it. You can shoot a lot of people. So you just kind of, if you're looking for a deeper story, it's not necessarily there, but just turn your brain off. Honestly, the first one was the best because I actually liked the story in the first one because it had, and I don't want to spoil it if you haven't watched it, but the first one had a good story where there's a death and he's on a vengeance,
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I saw the first one, and here's my thing. I was talking about this like on another stream, talking about horror movies. I use the comparison for horror movies, the same thing with like eating spicy barbecue or buffalo wings. If it has a good flavor, I'll enjoy it, even if it burns my mouth and makes me cry. Now, if I'm watching a horror movie or an action movie, it's got to have a good story to it also. John Wick, for the most part, and here's my bad opinion that people might not agree with. When I was watching, I might have been really tired when I was watching at home by myself. I fell asleep towards the end because it was just nothing but shooting. It wasn't bad. I really got to go back and rewatch it. I want to watch the sequels, but it just feels to me like it's nothing but a shoot 'em up movie. Am I wrong for thinking that?
I like the shoot 'em up stuff. I mean, I like people showing skills, and if you've ever seen the videos on YouTube of him when he was practicing for it, he put the work in. Yeah, he put the
I did
work
not see
in.
those videos until after I watched John Wick, the first one. So I'm gonna have to go back, and I will much better appreciate that after having seen those videos.
Yeah, because he actually does some pretty gangster shit with some
Yeah.
with
So
some of it.
it's a full on Tom Run 3-gun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. There's a
Yeah, he
couple
does fuck.
videos of that, and honestly, being what I said, that it just ends up being a big shooting fest. It's a good movie. You just turn your brain off and watch some pretty awesome shooting moves.
Yeah.
So I'll probably watch the fourth one.
I'm gonna go back.
Yeah,
I'm,
I'll
I'm
just
gonna
give it a
make an
try.
effort to go back and watch all the rest of them again before watching this. I'll do it.
Yeah, the other three have
But
been, good to excellent. So
yeah. Well, you might have been gone in here. I didn't watch the part 2 or 3. I have only seen the first one, so
all right.
I'll go back and check them out. All right, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. I watched the freaking behind the scenes filming of that stunt that he does, and I cannot fucking wait to see this movie based on that alone. How about you guys?
He is known for doing some pretty insane stunts for this movie series from the first one on. And there's a million of these movies out now, but a lot of it is actually pretty good. So
Yeah, I've been watching these since the first one. First one was really good. Second one was kind of meh. Third one was really good, and then they've just been good since. And honestly, whether or not I remember all the previous movies, because there's so many, just the fact that it's Tom Cruise and he's like one of the last, superstars out there. He does his own stunts. He cares for his people. I've heard he's a bit of a dick on set, but it's because he is a perfectionist and he wants the best from himself and from his crew. And if he doesn't
He
feel
can
like
be
people are
it.
putting out, if he doesn't feel like
Yep.
people are putting out to his level, he's gonna show that on set. But
And we're not
you,
talking
you
about
just
Weinstein putting out. Let's
no
be clear.
no no. Just if people are doing their giving 110%, he'll let them know. And
although I do have to say, one of my favorite roles ever for Tom Cruise is that freaking dirtbag producer in Tropic Thunder.
Oh yeah. I couldn't believe I think it wasn't until like the end of the movie when I realized that was finally Tom Cruise. He played that
He's
role
so
amazing, and
perfect
the
too.
dance at the end. Oh, it was so great. So fucking great. Yeah, and especially now in the last few years, after how woke everything has gone, after how leftist and all the political messages getting put out in all of our movies now, it is so much better, so much easier now to appreciate someone like Tom Cruise when he comes out with Top Gun Maverick and has an opening saying that we made this for you, we made this for the audience. And I remember I had somebody next to me who apparently was completely unaware of all the woke shit. He even leaned in. He goes, "What does he mean by that?" He said, "Because all the other shit, they're either doing it for money or they're doing it for politics. Now, it's very rare nowadays when he has someone like Tom Cruise who's doing this to make a good fucking movie that you'll actually enjoy." So yeah, on top of that, the fact that he's willing to do these crazy stunts like driving a freaking motorcycle off of a cliff now for this movie, God, yeah, he's number one in my books now.
And it's insane that this is such a foreign concept now that we're actually celebrating movie for understanding the basic point of making a movie is so that the audience is entertained for a couple hours. Like that's
well,
literally
Yeah,
all we ask for.
that and understanding that your audience are customers and you have to sell it to them. You know,
right.
And that's one reason why a lot of times Tom Cruise he just brings in the crowds whether they know much about the movie or not because the guy is like I said one of the last great you know superstars and he just has pull power to bring people in you know because he set his precedent of making great movies.
Yeah.
Let's see if the next that's the one I was going to bring up next. I think Sylvester Stallone, if I've heard right, he may be kind of based himself, right?
I don't know if he's
Or not
based.
to go back. I'm not necessarily saying that Tom Cruise is based, but at least Sylvester Stallone is at least he's trying to make good shit rather than put out political messages and everything.
I think Tom Cruise or excuse me I think Sylvester Stallone is more old school Hollywood, where you don't really reveal your politics. You may get leanings of it in some of the things he says in movies, but he'd rather stay out of it. Kind of the Michael Jordan thing, that Democrats and Republicans both buy my product,
Yeah. Yeah. Since we're on this, let's just go ahead and talk about the Expendables. Here is the ultimate shut your brain off. Otherwise, you are going to lose your damn mind as a military guy, an actual vet, because this is some of the dumbest shit ever when it comes to these guys. Especially drives me absolutely nuts. I know at least the Marine Corps hates berets, but even for the Army who loves wearing our berets, you don't fucking wear them when you're out in combat. It's the dumbest shit ever that these guys have black berets on all damn time.
Yeah,
So stupid.
it's like one of the things most likely to send a Marine rationally fucking insane.
Yeah, it's for us. Well, the career field I'm in the Air Force. It's a very specialized school, and when they go to it, when they complete, they get a black beret, and that is the symbol of it. They are that. And so whenever we go to like training exercises around the Army, because we work a lot around the Army, wearing that beret, we stand out, and those guys know to come look for that. Normal Air Force wear like the ball cap or the regular patrol cap. So when you see that beret, it stands out. So.
And that used to be the same for the Army. Actually, I joined the Army in 2000 when the black beret for the Army was the Ranger beret. And it wasn't until less than a year in for me when General Shinseki, as he was outgoing, I can't remember if he was chief of staff, the joint chief. He was one of the big generals. He created the black beret, took it from the Rangers, and made it the all-purpose beret for every single person in the military. And like you said, Alf, the beret is meant to be a specialized item. That's meant to make you stand out. That started off with the airborne troops with Great Britain in World War II. It's meant to actually really mean something. So when they made it an all-purpose headgear item for the Army, everyone who actually I had a Maroon beret my entire time. I was a paratrooper my entire time then. So everyone wearing these fucking black berets pissed me off. And it's the same thing. So when I see this black beret being worn by these guys, like, did you guys actually do anything to earn that? Or is that just meant to look cool, even though it's actually stupid with you guys shooting guns with berets on?
Oh, it's funny in the Air Force, the security forces, which are y'all's version of MPs, they wear blue berets, but they're like dark blue. A lot of times they'll get lazy and just go and buy the black one, and we get pissed off because they're just MPs. It's like you got the wrong color beret on, dude.
Right.
First of all, you're an MP. No one likes you. Freaking beret.
So.
To be fair, if there's anybody out there watching this who are security forces in the Air Force, we're only joking. We love everybody who's served every part of the military, unless
there's another guy in our little fellowship who's a retired Army MP, and we just like giving him shit.
Yeah, that's what we do. We all talk shit. You don't have to be a civilian to be butthurt. You can also be a vet and be butthurt. Just don't be butthurt. Don't be butthurt, man. We're trying to be funny here. We're just joking.
Butthurt is a choice.
It's a choice.
Plus, we've all had our experiences with dirtbags in each one of our services. So,
oh yeah,
this is true. This is very true, and we've all had that experience of dealing with dirtbag Marines, which is all of them, right, Pope?
Hey, just because we steal everything that isn't nailed down and start ripping the nails out of the shit that is.
I could say the same thing for the Army. When my first deployment, the little MWR room they had with TVs, within a week of the Army getting there, all the HDMI cables were stolen.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Pope. We were talking the other day, and I think I told you that I got attached to a Marine unit on one of my tours, and that's so funny you said that out because I stole like a 30-foot HDMI cable from a Marine in one of the rooms out there. Payback's a motherfucker.
Hey, there's only one thief in the entire military. Everybody else is just trying to get their shit back.
That's right. All right, let's keep on moving on here. What did we skip over? Oppenheimer. I'm really looking forward to this. Definitely not really a military movie. Obviously, this is leading to where the military can use this to kill lots and lots of people. We're not going to get into the politics of that, but I am really intrigued by this movie. I think I did some looking into the entire project. I forget what the project name was.
The Manhattan Project.
Manhattan Project. Thank you. The undertaking they had to go through to make this, and it's amazing how they were able to keep it secret, compartmentalized from everybody who was involved in this. This is going to be a fantastic movie. I hope. What do you guys think?
I'm really intrigued as a major physics nerd, like just what they were able to do in that amount of time with that amount of secrecy around it, and actually pull it off to the point where no one knew we had it until we blew one up. Yeah. That's a pretty insane achievement, and something I think that would make a good movie out of that.
Well, the crazy part is that a lot of the scientists that were part of that program came from Germany, escaped either before the war started or after. But yeah, They all came over. Oppenheimer, I believe that's a German name.
Yes, yeah, I think he's American.
Oh, is he? Really?
Yeah, I know Enrico Fermi was one of the guys who first mentioned the atomic bomb idea to the United States, along with Albert Einstein and a couple of other guys. And then one of the biggest physicists of the day was actually involved in the German version of this project, not by choice, by the name of Max Heisenberg. He actually screwed over their research by basically fudging the math to make it look like it was completely impractical to build one.
Huh.
So hopefully they go into stuff like that.
I never heard of.
That's really cool. Yeah, like that's stuff that's like really cool, and hopefully they get into that.
And plus, someone was saying the explosion that they used to simulate the nuke test was practical. I mean, they didn't actually use nuke. They didn't actually use a nuke, but they used enough gunpowder to make it simulate looking like a mushroom cloud.
That's impressive. Christopher Nolan, who directs this, he was talking about in an interview how they wanted to use conventional effects and try to find a way to best simulate the effect of what it looks like a nuclear bomb is. And apparently they managed to pull it off. I'm really curious to find out how.
They're finally realizing that practical effects are not only cheaper, they're really, really good looking if you do it right.
Yeah, we might actually enjoy it more.
It's a lost art. I was watching Lord of the Rings earlier, and most of that was practical effects, and they did stuff like angling and perception. So like when you had someone who's playing a hobbit next to, Ian McKellen, they were doing distance. So actually, the hobbit was sitting like 3-4 feet behind him, so it made him look smaller. Like, and when they were riding in the carriage, like that. That's lost on. It seems like it's lost on Hollywood these days.
Well, I know the new Dune movie, at least the first part that they've already released. A lot of the city shots and stuff like that are all done on an actual scale model, like the old days, rather than doing CGI, which I think is the smart choice there, because models are cheaper. You can get a lot more detail for a lot less work, essentially. And there's something about CGI that just looks fake.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It
doesn't matter how great it is. There's been leaps and bounds in how great the CGI shit has been, but you still can't get past it. It's still CGI. There's still always going to be that element that's going to hit our eye wrong, that our brain's going to process something that's going to say that's just not quite right.
Usually it's like that like very shiny texture that it always has, or like just a little bit of shine or weird light glare off of it that just gives it away.
Right. Or they do they put, like what Marvel's been doing, they put them on a set where it's just a bunch of green screens, and you can tell they're not there.
I've seen that done fairly well in the new Star Trek show, Strange New Worlds. Like, it actually doesn't look bad, and the acting is a lot better because they at least can see what they're supposed to be acting around.
Right.
Oh.
Because like the whole set.
I'm going to take your word for that, because I refuse to watch any more of that Star Trek shit. The modern Star Trek.
I'm done with modern Star Trek until something changes.
I'll keep coming back to like a battered goddamn housewife.
Did you like Strange New Worlds?
You know what? I'll say it was not bad. It actually
Compared to
feels like Star
Discovery,
Trek
maybe.
again. No, it actually feels Strange New Worlds actually feels like Star Trek for the first time.
Well, I saw the one on was it the first or second episode where they showed January 6th. That was a little
That's
bit
the
cringe.
first episode, and it's actually done in a way that's not that in your face. Like, it's one of those ones where you kind of roll your eyes at it and move on. But the rest of the show is actually pretty okay. I won't say it's good, but I'd say it's about the same level of like Enterprise. What's that?
I got the feeling like by episode 3 that Uhura was being used as the black female empowerment SJW symbol in that.
She kind of is and kind of isn't. Like, she has those moments, but that's, that it's modern Hollywood. That's gonna happen.
Well, I'll level with you. I'm in the same with the Picard show. I watched it out of just sheer interest.
Picard's one of the most horrible things I've ever fucking seen.
Season 2 was bad. I thought they were promising something better in season 3, and they did at first, like the first 30 minutes of the first episode, and then they shit the bed.
Oh wait, is that out?
Season 2's out. Season 3 is the one we're waiting on.
Oh, okay, I thought you were saying season 3 is already out.
The first episode of Picard, I had to shut it off.
Yeah, we talked about. I was on author Stephen Walton's stream on Saturday, and the very first thing we started talking about was the upcoming season Picard, and I was telling him same thing I'll tell you guys now, that the idea of bringing up all these TNG characters is nothing but trying to appease us, to bring us in and pull the rug out from under us, I feel like. And even if it ends up being okay, it doesn't matter, because the first 2 seasons just completely ruined everything. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter. This can be everything I want from a TNG sequel, and I'm still going to fucking hate it, because those first 2 seasons were just god-awful.
All right. You guys want to move on?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we went off on a rabbit trail.
Yeah, we were only going to do this for an hour. So, all right, we were talking about Dune. I did not know about the practical effects there, Pope. This I loved. I absolutely loved. I can't say enough. That first Dune movie. I'm a huge fan of the 1980s Dune movie, and what they're doing now, I think, is great. It's not perfect, but I cannot wait to see part 2.
Yeah, the first part of this was excellent. One of the few movies I actually went out of my way to go to the theaters to see, and was not disappointed in the slightest. And I think that part 2 of this, I think they ended it at a fairly smart point.
I never read the books. Was there 2 books? 3? I don't know what the story is.
Oh, there was a whole. It might as well be the Encyclopedia Britannica.
So this movie, the first movie, does that cover the first book?
The first movie covers the first half of the first book.
Okay. So my biggest thing is I like the first one. I just hope they stick it with the second movie. Stick the landing. Because I think they set it up good. And yeah, it was kind of the ending was like, wait, that's it? We're not moving? We're not going to get more? It's like, they're setting it up to make
Depending on how they start this one, there's a very good reason they ended it where they did in the last movie, because there's like a 3-year time jump in there, and they want them to do that part off screen.
Oh, okay.
Instead of like going into like 10 minutes of introducing the Fremen and then doing a 3-year time jump.
I saw the old movie. I saw the old movie, and I am familiar with the fact that, he starts like a resistance movement, and they come back and just goes from there. But so I'm hoping they stick the landing. I'm interested in it.
Yeah, my concern, just like everything in Hollywood, is that they can end up starting off with something great and then just pull the SJW woke move, and God knows what direction they can pull it with that. But I'm going to be hopeful. I'm excited. This is my number 1 excitement movie I'm looking forward to for this year, for 2023.
Yeah, I agree with that. And like you said, I miss the days when we used to be like, just see that something was coming out and be like, oh yeah, that's going to be awesome, instead of just, please don't fuck this up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it. That is all of us. We're all in agreement. That's our first thought, is this could suck.
Yeah, they might just fuck this up.
It's anytime I hear them talking about remaking something from my childhood, I'm like, ugh,
Yep.
I just
And we used
cringe
to get
at first.
really excited about that shit. Like, if they were making a new He-Man show or something like that, we'd all go run out and go see it.
Yeah.
But now it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, why? No, just leave that alone.
I went in so skeptical about the Dune movie, and it's amazing because it's one of those things now that you can go in expecting it to suck, and I guess it just means it's going to be all that much better when it turns out, wow, this is actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. The Old Guard. I have no fucking clue what this is. Charlize Theron.
Oh no.
It's an upcoming. Oh, it's the Old Guard 2. Have you guys seen the Old Guard 1?
No.
Okay, moving on.
Oh my god, they said Eternals, but with better fight scenes and a more coherent story.
Oh,
Is that what it says?
I'm moving
Oh,
on.
fuck that. Oh, no.
That's gonna be absolute fucking cancer.
I see the next one. Have you seen Extraction? The first
I
one?
never saw it. Nope, never saw it.
I saw
It's
the
on
first one.
Netflix. Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's pretty damn good.
Okay.
It's got Hemsworth in it. Yeah, check it out. I would definitely check it out before you see the second one.
Plays Australian Special Operations. Turned mercenary. Okay.
Yeah, so he's out of the military, but he just takes jobs and the first one was pretty badass. So
Yeah, I watched the trailer before we started this. It does, again, it looks like it, I mean, not quite at the Expendables level, but it does look like could be a lot of like mindless violence. Obviously, there's nothing military accurate about it. It just looks like a good fun time.
Yeah, pretty much. Just
If
a guy getting paid to mow down a boatload of dirtbags.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw like apparently they're doing some pretty cool practical effects on this. They were showing like they were doing an extraction helicopter, not landing, but dropping off troops on top of a train, moving train. So that looked like it could be pretty fucking cool.
yeah, the first one was pretty good, and that's exactly what it is. He gets hired to pull someone out of a dangerous country, and it goes pretty badly, but he ends up being.
Ends
Well,
up
I don't want to spoil
significantly
it.
lowering the local population.
Yeah. So, but yeah, check it out. I'll probably watch this.
Well, hey man, that's all of them. That's all 10. We knocked them all out in less than an hour. And that's what
You
I
want
was going for, at
to?
least just do it for an hour.
You want to just
Go
real
ahead.
quick go around the horn, list your favorite movie or TV series that's based on a war?
That's an interesting
If you got to give a top 3, that's fine, but
I was gonna say, fuck, Band of Brothers.
Oh yeah,
Band of Brothers. Band of Brothers is my yeah. That's my favorite. I've probably gone through that.
Neither one of us is going to be surprising with that. Obviously, the paratrooper is going to pick Band of Brothers. Obviously, the Marine's going to pick the Pacific.
Yeah, I figured you're going to go with the Pacific. Yep.
Or you know what? I'll go with Generation Kill because it's literally the most accurate depiction of Marines on a modern deployment I've ever seen.
I could not believe that I had not heard of that series. I found Generation Kill on a website that was listing the most accurate, like you said, the most accurate series and movies. And when I started reading that, it was saying that the reason that it wasn't too popular was because of how accurate it was, because there was a portrayal of all of this mundane, boring aspects, like the radio communications and going through the chain of command and all this kind of slow shit that people don't expect. Because when people think of war, this stuff that I got behind me, minus all the beer mugs and kegs, because we didn't get that when I was over there. It was not appealing to the civilian crowd. But holy fuck, man, Pope, you are right on. I watched that and I couldn't believe it. It was so down to
the homies bumming around in a Humvee, just grab ass and telling jokes.
Yep.
Basically, that was 90% of our war.
Yeah. Also, I'm not going to go into specifics, but I worked in a surveillance unit, and we had the same kind of bitching that those guys did. For those who haven't seen Generation Kill, it's based on a Marine reconnaissance unit. I believe, yeah, it's Force Recon.
Yeah,
And,
not Force Recon. This was First Division Reconnaissance.
Okay, right. Yeah, no, I know there's some sort of distinction there, but yeah, we had the same kind of bitching. They were bitching because as part of they were part of the invasion of Iraq, and they're bitching because they're doing frontline infantry type stuff rather than actually being able to do what they trained for, which is their reconnaissance operations. We had the same damn complaint when I was part of the invasion of Iraq. I was up in the north. We were being put on regular raids and everything else. We weren't allowed to do our surveillance and reconnaissance operations, and we're like, we fucking trained for this for years. Why aren't we being used for this? And I loved that's what blew me away by that. We had the exact same conversations in that show. So
yeah, and we had this thing we used to call reconnaissance by fire, otherwise known as that thing that looked at me funny, go shoot at it and see if it shoots back.
Yep. Yeah, we went on operations where we were told that's what we were doing, but really it was just drive through this town and see if anybody shoots at you.
Yeah, kind of.
Same kind of concept. It's just we weren't actually firing. So their idea of reconnaissance by fire was go drive and see if you get shot at. But hey, Horny Alf, did you see that show by any chance? Generation Kill?
Which one?
Generation Kill. Did you see that?
You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you
No,
hear me?
I did not see that one.
I would heavily recommend it.
Heavily recommend. Anybody who's in the military, you got to see it. Even if you're a civilian, sit down with somebody who's in the military if you need something explained to you.
Especially if you're a war on terror vet, watch this friggin' movie. It will bring back memories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even
the good memories.
good kind, fortunately.
Yeah. I will say that I think his last episode, at least the last two, ended up taking an anti-war and a pretty leftist kind of view, which really kind of disappointed me, but it wasn't too extreme.
Well, I'd say the ending is a pretty fair assessment, judging what happened. I've actually met Lieutenant Fick, and what they did to him after that was absolutely shameful, where they basically pushed him out of the Marine Corps because he was trying to do the right thing.
Oh, no shit.
So, I would say that it's hard, it's harsh but fair, and that's a good thing for us is to recognize when, yeah, it's against what was going on, wasn't against the people fighting it. Yeah, or against the people who were involved.
Yeah. Obviously, everything that happens over there that happened in Iraq, Afghanistan, or anywhere else, not everything's going to be perfect. There's a lot of missteps that happen, but you can't blame the entire campaign. You can't blame everybody who's over there for those few missteps.
No, absolutely. But you should call out when, especially internal command issues and stuff like that are happening, because as we're seeing in the military now, when that gets out of control, it permeates the entire unit.
I agree with that. Okay, let's move on to something more light. Horny Alf, what's your answer? What was your favorite wartime movie or series? And hopefully it's something a little bit more cheery than what we were just talking about.
I'll have to say I'll have to divide it up. So if it's a TV series, if it's a TV series, I'd have to say Band of Brothers. If we're gonna break it up into movies, I have to give my top three. So probably Saving Private Ryan, even though it wasn't based on a true story. The depiction of the beaches and the invasions was fairly accurate to the point where at the time when it was in theaters, veterans that fought on those beaches were leaving because they were, experiencing, I guess, issues, flashbacks. This one that we didn't mention before, Black Hawk Down, I thought was a pretty decent movie. It was not as uplifting, kind of more of a shitty ending, but that's kind of how that situation went. And then probably another one was We Were Soldiers. I think it was a pretty good one. And we're just talking modern military depictions. I've got some from ancient stuff that I could pick too, but we'll stick with modern. But yeah, I think that, and there's probably some I'm missing, but those are the three I could think of.
So there's a scene in We Were Soldiers when they're getting ready to go to Vietnam where they filmed that at Fort Benning right at Airborne School, and I was there for that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. My airborne instructor got to meet Mel Gibson. Apparently he asked him for his autograph, and Mel Gibson told him to fuck off. Not in those words, but apparently he was kind of a dick to him. But
well, given what Mel Gibson's now famous for, that's not exactly a surprise.
I don't know for being a dick.
Hey, your instructor didn't look Jewish, did he? That might have had something to do with it.
Is that a yarmulke on your head?
Oh God, that would have been all that film needed, was him going on one of his rants to a freaking actual soldier.
Oh my God!
How did this guy get put in the hospital? You don't want to know.
And then Sam Elliott's character in that movie was awesome.
Yeah,
Dude, my Sergeant Major looked and sounded exactly like the man.
Oh no shit.
Like, it was like I actually had to do a double take the first time I got to my unit, because I was just like, what?
Probably walks by him, he's like, "Good morning, Sergeant Major," and Sergeant Major's, "How the fuck do you know what kind of morning it is?"
Oh, everyone's had that grumpy old NCO too that just hates everything.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know what time.
Out of a factory in Georgia somewhere.
You never know if he's in that mood where you could be able to talk to him or not, but you're just rolling the dice no matter what.
Yup.
But let's go ahead and wrap this up, guys. Man, I gotta say, I think it's a huge disappointment we weren't able to do this live. I would have loved to have seen some chat coming in. And come to think about it, holy shit, I completely forgot there's a private chat thing here where apparently you guys were saying shit and I was not even seeing it.
Well, there you go.
All right. This is, no matter what, I guess this is at least some good practice for me, because I've never done this before. So I hope those of you who are watching, I hope you guys appreciated the fact that this is new to me. I was going into this kind of blind. I was kind of experimenting with this a little bit, playing with the StreamYards. But yeah, I've never done this before. I'm new to this. I know, Pope, you've got your own channel, and let's go ahead and start off. Pope, go ahead and sell your wares, buddy.
Yeah. Well, you can find me out back at the Shoney's every Sunday. I mean, what? No, I run my own.
I got my appointment with you
channel called Rock and Roll Religion on Sundays at 4. We talk, bands or specific albums sometimes if it's a big enough impact. And we have some pretty good guests on there and just kind of hang out and talk some good stuff. Other than that, you can find me on It's Only Talk and Roll every Monday on 70s Rock Fans channel. And usually shit posting in Comics Divisions chat. So that's always a fun time. And I hope to be hanging out with you guys more on here and over on other channels and stuff like that. Just kind of hanging out and having some good conversations.
Yeah, man. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do this regular. Vets Talking Tuesday is definitely gonna be our regular. If you can be regular on here, that'd be great. We're gonna try to find some other time periods to get some people on, because just like you guys saw on the intro, we were supposed to have Rastercaster, the one and only, on here also, but apparently we had some miscommunication on the time, so he couldn't make it on. But yeah, we want to get him on, and yeah, man, you're welcome on anytime, buddy. We got to have a resident. We got to have a resident Marine grunt on.
Of course. It's like that one special kid that sits in the corner. Everyone just kind of feels bad for him.
We'll go ahead and throw you some snacks, a couple crayons here and there.
It's like, oh, it's okay.
All right. You're a good little boy. You just stay over there and shut up. Horny Alf, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, Soldier Spirit, thanks for having me on, and thanks to anyone who watches this on the replay. We always appreciate it. Any likes, subscriptions. Find me on Twitter, launching all kinds of memes, making fun of people, and then usually helping out with the Legion stream. Sometimes I'm on Etep's streams on Saturdays. But yeah, check out the Legion of Memers official YouTube page. We just made 1,000, but we're working on our streaming hours, trying to put out some more videos. So come check us out.
Yeah, man. And yeah, you'll be able to find me doing that same kind of stuff. Also, I'm with the Legion of Memers, so you'll see me every once in a while on FNT and a lot on Tuesday Night Main Event, which is what we're trying to accomplish by doing our stream right before they start theirs on these Tuesday nights. So I think we can be able to get that accomplished, be able to get on here, and then me and Horny Alf can get onto our computers and start cranking out some funny-ass videos and pictures. It's our side job. But yeah, again, like Horny Alf said, thank you guys so much for coming on here. For those of you who are watching this, again, I'm sorry that this wasn't live. We're going to be able to knock that out. We're going to be able to do that from now on. So like I said, come and check us out. I think we're going to be doing the 8 o'clock Eastern time period for Tuesday. That's Talking Tuesdays. So yeah, check me out. Check out my channel. You're obviously already there, but we're also on Rumble. So look up That's Talkin. Wherever you want to find us, just drop the G at the end. You'll be able to find us no problem. Check out the Twitter page at That's Talkin. Check out my Twitters. Just look up Soldier Spirit and just look up this little dealio right here. You can find that, and you can find my Twitters. And guys, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much to Etep, the place to be reviews. It was so awesome for him to come on for our very first video. That guy's amazing. Check out his channel as well. And yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Everybody have a great night. And remember, tell everybody about this place, because you don't have to be a vet to join the conversation. Just don't be butthurt. You've been warned.
Open the door.
Oh, God! Ah!